when we have an experience, first we have a physical experience, then we have an emotional experience, and then we maybe experience or frame it in an intellectual way. But we've been trained in the opposite, that things happen top down, cognitively. If we can understand something, we can control it and change it. And that's somewhat true. But what we're finding with men is that they're really trying, like you said, and Duncan said, we are trying to succeed. But the problem is the model and how the model is executed. So we flip it and we say, guys, look, it's really you're not bad, you're not broken. It's a physiological thing. So you have an experience, you have a stress experience. And when we have stress, our body sort of takes over. And often we go into the fight, flight, or freeze stage. And so when we understand that right there, men start to take away some of the shame and they start to relax and go, okay, you mean that I'm not really screwed up? And we go, yeah, you're not screwed up. And we teach a little bit of that science, but really how to access that science in the body. So what was a stress response actually becomes a connection response. And when you can use your physiology to shift that, the changes can be immediate and profound.
But it's managing that physiological side first, that somatic side first. Expand upon that for us, would you?
It started pretty much 50 years ago when I just was in the right place at the right time back in Boulder, Colorado, studying with people like Peter Levine, Ron Kurtz, all the people that started somatic psychotherapy. And it was intriguing. It really changed me, but I never thought I'd go down this path. And then 30 years ago, I started working with men because I needed it, because I was a real uptight guy and my relationships weren't working. And I saw that I was the consistent variable. And so I started applying all the things I'd sort of learned and was applying in my private practice clinically towards men, and really first to these free peer-to-peer groups we were doing. And I realized later that everything we were doing was a polyvagal theory.
Yes.
And essentially, we were showing men that, when we can downregulate or relax and go into that parasympathetic or relaxed state, we change our whole perspective. And then we're able to self-regulate, which is, start to connect to ourselves and feel our somatic experience that Porges, the man that developed polyvagal theory, would talk about, the interception of experiencing our physiology, which immediately tells us that we're safe. Because as you know, in a sympathetic or stress state, we are focused on threat. And when we're focused on threat, we're focused on the external world. And so even if something's not a threat, we're probably going to perceive it as a potential threat.
Just
so you're having a conversation with your partner, your intimate partner, and she picks up that you're out of habit, training, or whatever, you're starting to experience her as a threat response. And as Porges would say, your physiology is going to portray that, your face, your voice, all these things unconsciously, instinctually are going to portray that I'm scared, and she's going to pick up, oh, you're a threat. And then she's going to show that, and you're going to pick that up. And you got this spiral going on where below the surface and quickly above the surface, you go from a state of connection or co-regulation to a state of dysregulation.